Good morning. Today we come in Concise Theology to a chapter on miracles. Packer was sometimes called the last of the Puritans because of his grounding in historic theology. He was a remarkable theologian and one who was really known for his ability to make difficult concepts clear and understandable. In this chapter on miracles, he says there are three terms or categories that miracles come under in the scripture. And the first is a wonder. He says this would include striking providences and coincidences, and awesome events such as childbirth are properly called miracles since they communicate this awareness. And so this sense of wonder. So when people have a child, sometimes they'll say, I saw God in that, the sense of wonder at the birth of a child. The second category is mighty works. And this really focuses on the impression that miracles make of realizing that God is there. And this would include categories such as raising the dead and overcoming the natural laws of nature, such as walking on water and healings and so on. The last category is what he calls signs. And he says sign is a label for miracles, means that they signify something. In other words, they carry a message. And this was the case with the apostles' signs and wonders. They carried the message that these men are bringing you the very message of God. And of course, they were signs of Jesus' power. At one point, Jesus was pressed by the Jews for a miracle, and he said, no sign will be given to you except the sign of Jonah. For as Jonah was 3 days in the earth, or in the belly of the whale, so the Son of Man will be 3 days in the earth. And so, of course, the resurrection is the ultimate miracle, the ultimate sign that God has visited us and that what this man says is, of course, true. Packer closes the chapter with an interesting paragraph about the bias of what he calls yesterday's scientists against miracles. He says that belief in the miraculous is integral to Christianity. Theologians who discard all miracles, thus obliging themselves to deny Jesus' incarnation and resurrection, the two supreme miracles of Scripture, should not claim to be Christians. The claim is not valid. I remember some years ago in my first ministry position, I lived very near to a Catholic church named the Immaculate Conception Church. And of course, that refers to a Catholic doctrine that Mary was at conception cleared of all sin. Protestants don't believe that, but Catholics do. Of course, that would be a miracle. But the pastor of that church was very liberally minded, and he not only wouldn't have believed in the Immaculate Conception, because he didn't even believe in the virgin birth. And so in that sense, Packer would say, how can you be a Christian and not believe in miracles? We believe that God is, that God created, and God can intervene in nature to give wonders and signs and show forth his power. You know, I wonder what miracles you've witnessed in the course of your life. Sometimes, of course, they can be very big. Maybe you know, as I have, of someone who's had a miraculous healing. But sometimes they're very small, but still signs of God's goodness. One of those happened that I observed on Easter morning. I was leaving the church after the third service, and because of COVID, we hadn't had the, you might call, sponsorship of the Easter flowers that we normally have, where people will do them as memorials, and then they can come and take them home after the last service. So since we hadn't done that, we told the team, please take some of these flowers home, and I was doing that myself. And I was walking out, and there were two, I would say, elderly women who were leaving, and one of them I had never met before, and I introduced myself. And I said to them, it just occurred to me, I said, would you like to take some flowers home with you? There were some right there in the window well. And this woman who I'd never seen before said, I would so appreciate that. She said, I'm alone today on Easter, and I was going to stop and get some flowers just to brighten my day, and now I don't have to do that. It just struck me, God's way of intervening to show us his power and his love. It was just a little sign. I hope to her, and it certainly was to me and to my family as I relayed the story, that God intervenes in so many different little ways, and if we're watching for him, we will see those miracles. I hope you see his power today, and I hope you have a great day. God bless you.